live. 3.
We'll do it live.
2. 1. Kick it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 167 of NerdPod Generations. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Judson. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
You actually, I hate you because you got me laughing going into the intro because you pulled a Bill O'Reilly from the back days at was it Current Affair?
Probably.
I think that was the name of the show. We'll do it live. That's all I fucking started.
We'll do it live. No, this is our first true fuck it episode. We've had a lot of fuck it episodes in the past, but they've never mattered.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, today
this is gonna matter. This is gonna matter a lot. So, folks, NerdPod Generations 167. This is the first time listening to us. Please go back and listen to our back catalog. We have 166 episodes of pure gold, including the last 2 prior to this were our watch and reviews with Superman and 28 Years Later. So we have a lot of things going on. A lot of things we talked about. We do have a website. Go to nerdpodgen.com. There are links on the front page to not only the most current episode, but also links to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel where Al puts up clips from some of our past shows and more recent shows. And, there's little snippets about us, and you can kind of see what else we do on the side.
I'm going to take out this little moment, this momentary pillow, and be like, you know what's really interesting about the YouTube channel is that our Superman non-spoiler review has more views than any of the other reviews for Superman that we put out. So people were interested, but didn't want it to be given away.
Interesting.
Right?
Very interesting.
I think that's interesting.
So the reason why Al led off our episode the way he did is so Al and I both have very strong views politically, religiously. We don't want to really bring them in. Every now and then we'll have little snippets and say little things.
Yeah.
But with what's going on with our current government and how it's affecting us as far as what we do with our show, we figured we needed to talk about it.
There's something happened, and it was a crossing point at which I was like, when Kelly told me about it, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, the internet's not going to allow that. And then it happened.
Yeah.
And
so
I went,
fascism is taking hold because people are not having the balls until, and we'll get to this at the end, two gentlemen did have the balls to stand up.
A little bit more than the balls.
Most people don't have the balls to stand up to what's going on with Donald Trump and how he's using the government to hold corporations hostage to say and do what he wants, even though he was the big free speech guy. Now he's using the power of the presidency to squash free speech for anyone that speaks out against him or has views opposite of him.
Yes.
Which is 90% of society.
And increasingly.
Yes. So the big thing one of the bigger catalysts for this, we knew that there was this issue going on with CBS and Paramount, where Paramount was trying to merge with another company, Skydance Media. And Paramount needed the FCC approval, which is the government, and they were being held up. And partly it was this 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris where they said her interview segment was edited down to make her look better, even though that is how segments are done because you cannot air the entire segment. They do have to edit down answers.
Yeah.
Her answer got to the point, and so they edited out the remainder. Trump made a big deal of this, even though every single interview he ever does on Fox News or any other channel does the exact same thing, including a famous clip where he was asked if he would release the Epstein files. He said yes, they cut away, but the full thing is him saying yes, well, maybe not that one because it'll make people look bad who maybe shouldn't type of deal.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's this big thing. The lawsuit had no merit. He never would have won. But it served his purpose because CBS and Paramount knew the only way they would get approval is to give him was it $16 million that he won from them, and allow this merger to go through. Well, the CBS giving $16 million was bad enough, and then they go and they cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Not just the Stephen Colbert part.
No.
The entire Late Show that was started by David Letterman more than, I think 3 decades ago.
It's at least 30 years ago.
It's done forever. Even though Colbert was number one, he was destroying Fallon, destroying Kimmel, destroying everybody.
This was the thing. this was the thing that really pissed me off, is that this is so blatantly and clearly an attack on Colbert for things that he said about Trump. And there is no way to really look at this any other way.
No.
Even though CBS would have you believe that this is a financial decision, that this is being done because the show is too expensive to produce, which is insane. That's crazy. That's a crazy excuse to try and pull on us. It's the #1 show in late night. It is a machine for publication and promotion. It is legendary online. It is beloved by new generations. When I remember in 2011 watching Letterman and being like, the Late Show format is going to die.
Yeah.
There's no way that this is going to appeal to millennials in the next 10 years. Well, the way that you make it appeal to millennials is to fully change everything about it.
I agree.
And that's what they did. And the idea that CBS is doing this and then pulling this bullshit shenanigan of like, oh, but it's because they weren't successful enough. Fuck that. They were the most successful.
Yeah.
They were way more successful than anybody.
So.
You were pulling in scads of cash off of this, okay? The idea that you're getting rid of your entire late night programming, so what's going to be on at 11:30? A little inside baseball, I program for these shows. That's my job. My day-to-day is to put ads on TV. And so I'm putting ads on TV for Colbert and for the Taylor Tomlinson show and for fucking CSI and NCIS and BBQ and XXY and, you know, all these other stupid CBS shows. And there's no way that this is losing money. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way. I've worked on all kinds of accounts. I've covered all kinds of accounts. Almost unanimously, they were advertising on The Late Show because it was an incredibly safe advertising haven.
Yeah.
There was very little likelihood that anything was going to be said or done that was going to offend the sponsors. And the only way that you were kind of in any way in danger is if you didn't have a sponsorship with Colbert, he might make fun of you.
One thing that I think makes them saying it lost money disingenuous is I know a lot of shows like them, Saturday Night Live, Kimmel, you name it, they make a lot of their money because their clips get put on YouTube, and the clips have advertisement, and those clips make a lot of times more money than the actual show.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're including that. And what I appreciate about Jon Stewart, which for those of you who have not seen The Daily Show this past Monday, holy shit, Jon Stewart was amazing. And he laid it out. And he even said, your evaluation for your company, I think Paramount and CBS is worth like $5 billion or something like that. Your evaluation is because of shows like The Colbert Show that made you this viable.
Why do you think you're pulling in money hand over fist? It's because of shows like this.
It's not because of the show that we are unfortunately boycotting, which is Star Trek Strange New Worlds. For those of you who know, Al and I have been hyping this up. This is my favorite show on TV.
By far.
I will not watch it.
This is my guaranteed safe space.
Yes, exactly.
This was like, for all of the things with Andor and everything else going on, it was always a haven.
Yes.
It was either a fun episode where, like, the complaint is that the Klingons are a boy band when they should have been a metal band. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, great. I love that. That's my complaint. That's my complaint about the whole episode. That's great. And that number 2's song with Kirk is terrible.
Yeah.
It's not a Rebecca Romaine problem. It's a writing problem.
Yeah.
Or you have, like, the great episodes where it's just, like, high science fiction. Let's land on this planet where people forget everything every 12 hours.
Oh, such a great episode.
Oh, my God, this is great. And because of this, we have to say no.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to talk about South Park in a minute. The great irony of all of this is that I was going to get a Paramount Plus subscription.
Yes.
Just for Strange New Worlds. That is no longer happening. And because of that, I also couldn't watch the episode of South Park that you wanted me to watch because, in a twist of irony, it's only available on Paramount Plus.
Yes. Well, that's the thing about South Park. So the only reason I did watch it is I had preemptively got Paramount Plus for Strange New Worlds, and so I had canceled it, but I still had it through, I think, the first week of August.
Yeah.
So when I saw online the day after South Park aired, people saying, you need to watch this. Period. End of story. You need to watch this show. I said, you know what? I know I'm boycotting Paramount. I'm boycotting CBS. I know it'll be difficult for you because of Bills football. It's on CBS.
Yeah.
I love CBS This Morning. It's one of my favorite shows. I used to love watching it. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm done with CBS. I will not watch football on it. I will not watch TV on it. I will not watch anything on Paramount Plus. I'm done with them. Yeah. I'm completely done with them. And I know I'm a small fish compared to all the viewership, but I hope more and more people do what we are doing.
No, I hope so too.
Now, I want to talk about South Park. Yeah. So, you saw the end ad.
Yeah, I did.
Rich, okay. So, for those of you, this is going to be spoiler-filled, but once again, I highly recommend going and watching the show because this is the example. On my drive here, I was listening to a show where they were discussing all of the different organizations that are settling with the Trump administration. Columbia University, so a bunch of law firms. Nobody has had the balls. Harvard, as of right now, still does because they're trying to fight him. But nobody has had the balls to stand up to this spineless, gutless, wussy little tyrant and say, no, this is not how it's done. We're not going to stand for it. You are an absolute worthless piece of shit.
Yeah.
And as a civil servant, for those of you who believe he is a god, he is a civil servant, we have the right to walk up to him and say, you are a douchebag, and spit in his face.
Yeah. We have the duty.
You can't spit on him because that's assault, but you can go up to him and tell him he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, we have the duty to remind him of that when he does these kinds of things because Lord knows I'm so frustrated with Democrats writ large. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty much a Democrat only so that I can vote in primaries. Mm-hmm. I'm not really aligned with most of the Democratic Party because most of the Democratic Party has become centrists. Yeah. And, Joe Biden is one of the most successful Republican presidents of my lifetime. Mm-hmm. He got nothing done. What did he get done? Anything? Nothing.
Well, the infrastructure was pretty big. Even though they're rolling back a lot of it now. See, that's the problem. A lot of these politicians, especially the presidents, they'll get some stuff done in their administration, and then the next guy comes in and just rolls it all back.
Yeah.
So,
But except Biden didn't do that. That's the problem.
That's true.
Is that Biden didn't get rid of ICE. Biden didn't stop kids in cages. Biden didn't do any of the things that he was supposed to do.
That is true.
And that's why I'm so angry at him all the time, because anytime you see ICE on the news, Biden could have done something about that. Yeah. He actively chose not to.
And we're not going to talk about the whole Merrick Garland thing. So
3 seats. You're not going to fight on any of them. 3 seats, and you're not going to fight on any of them.
Yeah.
Bold decision.
And you're going to wait 4 years to press charges against a guy that sent an insurrection starting. So South Park.
Yes.
Once again, spoiler filled. So South Park starts with it was the first episode of season 27, which is
incredible.
Killed me to say that. Now, mind you, this is 2 days after Matt Stone and Trey Parker signed a $1.5 billion extension with Paramount to be the sole provider or the sole streaming platform for the new episodes. It starts with Cartman waking up trying to listen to NPR, but it was canceled by Donald Trump. And Cartman's pissed, not because Trump canceled it, but because he can't listen to liberals and people cry and whine. That was his favorite thing, because part of the through line of this show is Cartman is the most racist, worst human being on the fucking planet.
They have him do the worst thing and then get a shovel and keep going.
Exactly. And that's Cartman. This all rolls into him going into school, and PC principal is now still PC, but he's a parishioner for Christ principal. And his thing is bringing Christ back to schools. And he actually has Jesus, who's a character on South Park, come to the school. Yeah. And everyone's like, why the fuck is Jesus in schools? So you're getting that awesome side of the debate.
Yeah.
And then it rolls into Trump. Holy shit. So for those of you that remember how they had Saddam Hussein, little figure, photorealistic face, with a mouth moving like Canadians.
That is
Donald Trump. They use the same voice. They use the same body. They just put Trump's face and then the black suit. And him walking around complaining because a guy that's doing a naked painting of him made the penis too small. And he goes, well, that's what the picture shows, sir. He's like, nah, I'm going to sue you. And everything is, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. Oh, my God. And then they have him, like Saddam Hussein, when he goes to bed at night, gets in the bed with Satan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. Like, they truly just made him Saddam fucking Hussein.
Yeah.
Which was incredible in every way.
I mean, that's where we're going. That's the ship that we're on right now.
Oh, no, it's absolutely going. But to see it so viscerally, and like when he's laying in bed with Satan, he has no pants on, and he has this tiny little donger, and Satan's making fun of it because it's so small. So the whole episode is them making fun of Trump being a whiny baby with a tiny penis.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit. Like, I think this is it's going to go down in history as one of the more important episodes, because one of the things it did, and the thing I've been most enjoying listening to, is a lot of the podcast bros, Joe Rogan, all of them, who were so into Trump before he got elected because they're idiots.
Yeah.
And they didn't look at anything he did in the past.
They think it's a meme. They think it's a joke.
Thought it was a joke that, he fucks, so we like him.
It's a bit.
But then after he gets elected, they're like, well, why is he taking
Doing
people
this?
from, why is he taking grandmothers who have lived in this country for 50 years and deporting them? Why is he doing, he said he was going to do this, but
he always said he was going to do this.
And the whole Epstein thing has really pushed them away. But listening to their reaction to this, and the reason why I'm excited about that is a lot of voters who are these young brain-dead guys who listen to these shows, listen to Trump, believe everything he says.
Yeah.
They are massive South Park fans.
Yeah.
They love that show.
Because anything that is considered quote-unquote edgy.
Exactly.
What do all these things have in common? They're quote-unquote edgy.
Yes. And this is what like I said to you, this is the thing that Democrats and the other side of the aisle, I'm an independent, I lean definitely more left, but that whole side, one of the biggest complaints from voters is that they're too weak.
Yeah.
And that is 1,000% the truth.
I am so mad. I want to, while we're talking about Democrats, I want to pull over to the side here and use my small but important soapbox to declare that Chuck Schumer is a fucking fraud and an asshole.
Awful.
He is the problem. Chuck Schumer is the problem. In the same way that all the things that we were just talking about were united by the phrase edgy.
Yes.
The one thing that has been united over the last 25 years is Chuck fucking Schumer, who has been in power, in a position of power, the entire time.
Yeah.
Chuck fucking Schumer.
Yep.
Who is in a position of the highest power of his station currently. Yep. He can't get any higher until we take over majority of the House. Chuck fucking Schumer.
But I'll be honest, so is, I can't think of his name, the dude in the Congress, Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
Even him. Like, when Trump got into office and there was all this stuff coming out about him with the, everything that's going on in the wars and whatnot, which I don't even want to talk about the whole.
Oh my God, we don't have time to get into that.
don't have time to get
but it makes me so mad that I'm going to tear an axe off the wall and march there myself and take care of business.
But like these guys, they're just, as much as they want to be politically correct and as much as they want to be on the high ground, the thing that always pissed me off about how people look at politicians now, you're not supposed to like your president. You're not supposed to like your congressman or your senator. You're supposed to respect their job. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to like them because if they're doing their job, they're doing things you don't like, because it's not just about you and what you like. It's about all of the voter base.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that we have desperately lost now. Mm-hmm. And these people that just look at their politician as if they are just like infallible and just the greatest thing. And the problem with the Democratic Party now is they just don't have the balls to come out and listen. I don't want normal, like, people walking the streets to be mad at each other, to throw these insults or whatnot. But you need to have the people who are in charge. If you have somebody like Trump, who's this massive bully, who's fighting people, and he's doing just the worst atrocities. I mean, we have concentration camps in our country now.
Yeah.
The worst atrocities that you could possibly fucking imagine.
He's been disappearing people like a junta in South America.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, he learned from that's where that's what he wants to be. He's doing these horrible things, and we still can't say fuck. Yeah. We still can't say what the fuck is going on. That should be how every congressional hearing starts with. Is what the fuck are we doing?
Well, like that. So a few things on this. One, Schumer finally realized that there was a problem a few weeks ago, and he sent me an email saying, if you send me $5, I can work on the problem.
Send me fucking money.
And I was like, are you fucking insane? First off, there's been a very visceral, very real, very direct problem for months now.
Yeah.
Okay? To say nothing of the problem that happened 8 years ago, to say nothing of the problems that were going on in the auspicious days of 2015 that we were just talking about with 3 fucking seats.
Yeah.
Schumer was like, there's a problem. Trump is trying to push through his most extreme measures. Oh, you fucking think? Oh, you fucking think, Chuck? Really? Is it shocking to you?
Oh, yeah, Chuck, what did you vote for the big beautiful bill, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yes, you fucking did.
Yes, you did.
You fucking idiot.
You fucking coward. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Ugh.
And my $5, what in the world have you done to earn my $5? I'm giving to people all the time trying to support causes that I truly believe in. What the fuck have you done for my $5? So the idea that the audacity that he has that he's trying to fundraise off of the crisis that's going on right now, and let's not mince words, that's what's happening. He's not trying to help. He's trying to fundraise so he can win his next election.
Yeah. And these are the people that had access for the last 4 years to the Epstein files.
Yes.
But they didn't want to release them because
it would hurt friendly fire.
What's that?
There would be friendly fire. There would be people on their side that would have been on the sexual island.
Name is probably on every page.
Yeah.
And he said, you're not releasing that because I don't want my name out there.
Yeah.
Fucking Clinton. But now, it's sad that it took 2 cartoonists to, as viscerally as possible, do what our elected leaders should have been doing for the last 5-6 years, let's say. Let's give the first 2 years of the Trump administration as bad as it was from 2016 to 2018. After that, it was
it got worse and worse every day.
So they had 6 years to do something to prove to America.
All they had to do was pass a law that a convicted felon can't run in the election.
Yeah.
All they had to do was make it so that in certain states where he would have to win, he can't be on the ballot. That's all they had to do, and they had the evidence to do it because he is a multi-convicted felon, in no small part because of an election scheme.
Yeah.
And to say nothing of the fact that Democrats haven't talked about that there are districts that Trump won with a 99 percentile.
Yeah.
That means fraud. There is no such thing as a 99 percentile. That's fraud. That's blatant fraud. And you're not going to do anything to investigate this. And you're not going to talk about anything at all. And you're not going to come up with any battle plans. And you're not going to combat him on anything. I watched Mitch McConnell lead a cadre of fuckheads for years, where all they had to do was call up someone and say, we're going to filibuster the bill. And then nothing happened.
Yeah.
Democrats, Cory Booker. I love Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I love Jefferson Smith. He's one of my favorite characters in cinema history. You're doing it wrong. I wish that there was a sense of honor. I wish that there was a sense of decency of being an actual real-life stand-up guy and being a man of honor and credence. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
And if we keep playing by that playbook, so will we.
And that's the frustrating part, is that's them thinking they're being tough.
Yeah.
I did an 18-hour filibuster. They still passed their bill, but I did an 18-hour. Who gives a fuck?
You're doing it wrong. You call them up. You say, I'm going to filibuster this.
Yes.
That's what Mitch McConnell did for years. You let him do it 4 years. You never raised a fuss over it. 4 years you let him do it. And if you're not willing to play by that playbook, you play the Republican playbook.
Yes.
If that means fucking 4 years where nothing gets passed, fucking good.
Yeah.
That's better than the alternative. Okay? You play this like the Republicans played the second Obama administration.
Yeah.
You freeze the pipes. Nothing gets through because that's the game that they're fucking playing.
Yeah. And it's it's something that I'm also frustrated with, and the thing that kills me about every conservative that freaks out about corporate media.
Yeah.
Okay. Corporate media, I hate that terminology because right now the most corporate-facing form of media is conservative media. That's what more people listen to, more people watch, and it is blatantly one-sided.
It's
to
lies.
Where they say corporate media, it's a left-wing agenda. Yeah, okay, it might lean a little bit to the left. I'm not going to disagree with you. But you are blatantly just state-run media for the Republican Party.
Yes.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are blatant. And the hypocrisy about everything that goes on, and the fact that our leadership has so few people with balls, like aforementioned in previous episodes, Transportation Secretary Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that really has the balls to go on Fox News and NPR, or not NPR, ONN and all that, and say, you're fucking stupid, and this is the truth, and this is why, and this is that. We don't have people that have the balls to do that. Republicans don't have the balls to do that, but no one calls them out about it.
Well, that's
the problem.
What I want is Jeff Daniels from the Newsroom. Have you seen the Newsroom?
Yes.
Jeff Daniels from the Newsroom is like, he's Aaron Sorkin's last man on the Hill.
Yes.
He's the last hope for journalism integrity. Mm-hmm. And he identifies as a Republican in the show. He gets a lot of flack for it. And yet, he's one of my favorite fictional characters, unfortunately.
He was awesome.
And
that
we
scene
need
in the college is one
we
of the
need something like that,
yeah.
where he just comes in and he's just like, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done with all of this shit. Belgium has freedom.
Yeah.
What are we fucking talking about?
And that's why I'm happy I'm an independent, because I want more people to think along the lines I think of. It's not I'm on this side or that side. It's what's right and what's wrong.
We have finally boiled it down to a point
where
there is just right and just wrong.
Yeah. And for everyone that's like, oh, well, the Democratic Party, dude, a lot of our leadership, including Chuck Schumer, are still on Israel's side.
Oh, not only
that. If you're
that,
on that side, like not even counting what's happening in our country is bad enough, but it doesn't even scratch the atrocity that's going on that side.
Yes.
And for people that we think are going to stand up for the little guy are watching what's going on there right now and being like, oh, well, they deserved it. I just found out something today, which I never knew. Remember that number they gave you during the October 7th attack where they said there was like 1,200 people died? 370 were civilians. The remainder were military and police forces trying to fight.
Yeah.
So it's like, talk about disingenuous. Yeah, a lot of those. But then there was also Israeli soldiers were killing Israeli hostages just because they didn't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Netanyahu has been looking for an excuse for years.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally gave it to him.
This is ethnic cleansing.
It is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this.
All over again.
There's no if. This is Germany.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the soft part out loud. I'm not sorry. I'm angry.
Yeah.
You have to know better. You, Israel, you have
they know better. They're not wasting time to put them in camps. They're just exterminating.
But that's my thing. You can't. You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, the experience that we all have shape who we are. As such, you cannot be this person because you give up everything that you would be if you do this. And now they have.
Yeah.
There's no going back. There's no moment where I can be as pro-Israel as I was 10 years ago because they did the thing.
Yeah.
They finally did the thing. And we were all, for years, I remember when Wonder Woman came out, and I had friends that were very, very upset that Gal Gadot was going to be Wonder Woman because she was Israeli. She was from the Israeli police force, and it wasn't anything to do with her being Jewish. It had everything to do with what she had said about Palestinians.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was crazy. This idea of being against Wonder Woman because she is pro-Israel, that's crazy. But you're couching it wrong. That's not the right frame of it. The frame of it is that you have this one person who keeps talking about how they want to bulldoze their neighbor. And granted, the neighbor also has a bulldozer and is also looking to bulldoze them. That's the challenge of it. We can't let you do it because it's morally wrong for both of you to do it. Neither one of you is justified in doing it, and one of you certainly knows better.
Well, and the thing I saw an argument against that, and I agree with this argument. Yes, they're both pushing, but the only reason the Palestinian one makes more sense is they have been occupied.
Yes.
For decades.
They were here.
They can't, they don't have border security. They don't have their water rights. There's a lot of stuff that they don't have control of. So when you do that, you create Hamas.
Yeah.
Like we learned that with when we attacked Afghanistan.
Yes.
We created ISIS.
Yes, 100%.
They're like Israelis. I don't want to see, and anyone listening to this, I am going to fucking lose my mind if somebody calls me out for being anti-Semitic.
This has nothing to do with Judaism.
I hate all religions.
Yes, equally.
Equally. I think they're all fucking stupid. It's nothing to do with them being Jewish. It's the Israeli government are being led by war criminals.
That's the thing. This has nothing to do with the religion that they preach.
Fuck.
It would be wrong. It's wrong in the same way that China doing what they do in Tibet is wrong.
Yes.
It's wrong in the same way that Germany doing what they did to Poland was wrong. Yeah. It's wrong in the same way that what Russia is doing to Ukraine is wrong. You can look at it and very easily see that there is a right and a wrong, and it has the justification has nothing to do with it. This has nothing to do with whether Netanyahu is a good Jewish man.
Yeah.
This has everything to do with the fact that he is a terrible human being.
And I think that's the benefit and the difference of people like myself, who is blatantly anti-religion in every form of religion, is I can look at a situation and be like, those are humans.
Yeah.
They're not Muslims and Jews. Those are fucking humans. One has a militant, cancer inside of it that's causing issues, but the other one is being led by a cancer that has a much bigger stick than the smaller one and is doing far greater damage.
And has been trying to get the smaller one to attack.
Yes.
For decades.
Yes.
Of just how long have we heard about Palestinian families losing their homes because Israeli people just moved in?
Yep.
They just came in and they kicked them off the land, and then the military showed up and made sure they left.
Yep.
We've been hearing about this for decades, and it just finally got to a point of the domino finally fell.
Yeah.
And that's all Netanyahu and his cohort were waiting for, was an excuse to do what they've wanted to do the whole time.
Dude.
This has, the thing that makes me the most crazy about this is I do come from a religion background. And I come from a Episcopalian Catholic background. I don't identify as religious, but I do. When people ask if I'm atheist, I say no, I'm agnostic, because I don't know. But I really, really hope. I really, really hope that some of the teachings that we have from way back when are still true and hold water and are the way to live life. And to that end, I look at Jesus' second teaching. Treat your neighbor how you want to be treated. That's it. And I always joke that Jesus now needs to come back and say, did I stutter? Was there any kind of hedging on this?
Well, and that gets us back to South Park with the Jesus aspect of it. Jesus at the end is standing in front of the town, and the town is asking him for help to deal with the Trump situation because Trump is suing the town for $5 billion.
Yeah.
And Jesus, under his breath, is like, just do it. Eat the bread. Just do it. I am only in your school as part of a lawsuit that I lost. Just do it. Trump is the president. He will do what he wants. And that's Jesus speaking. And it's that is
yeah.
It kills me when I hear people who are Republican, and especially MAGA Republicans, that say they're Christian and they believe in Jesus.
They're not.
No, you don't.
You don't.
Jesus was a dark-skinned Middle Eastern Jew from 2,000 years ago who would have made Bernie Sanders look like Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
And you would not, you wouldn't let him in the country because he was dark-skinned, doesn't speak English. And number two, you would have been so against. He would have been against guns. He would have been, he would have been against deporting people. He goes, why do you even have borders? Who fucking created borders?
Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares about this government and these taxes and all this other stuff? Why are we doing all this stuff? And just like this idea that at the end of the day, Jesus' whole thing was fuck money.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Not in that order, but I like to use it in that order right now because if anybody doesn't know about Jesus flipping the tables, look up Jesus flipping tables.
Yeah.
A, because you might get some fucking rad AI art. I don't endorse AI art, but the art that someone had an AI make by asking it to make a Renaissance style painting of Jesus flipping tables in the temple, or flipping over tables, I should say, in the temple. Very famous Bible story. The AI interpreted this as Jesus doing backflips over tables.
Gotcha.
It's excellent.
That sounds amazing.
But also, like, Jesus was not about money. Jesus was not about, might makes right and all these other things. Jesus was about be nice, be chill. Why don't we all love each other? Why is it so bad to love each other?
Yeah.
We've gotten to a point where me and my buddies are texting about how Superman is now punk rock. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Superman or Scott Summers or fucking any of these dweebs being considered punk rock? But now they are, because they stand up for what they believe in, because they don't turn their back on somebody simply because of an inconvenience or the color of their skin or a perceived slight. It's mind-boggling to me that so many people who claim to be religious, and I stress claim because they are clearly not. They can practice as much as they want. They don't listen to any of it.
Well, I'll let you finish your thought now.
But it's incredible to me that so many people who claim to be religious have latched onto this as an opportunity to be justified in their hate.
Yeah.
Which is what I truly feel it is. The justification here is not about Trump is a good businessman and he's going to be a good businessman for the country. The justification is I like seeing somebody who's worse than me say the things that I want to say.
Yes.
And so if he can say it, I feel at least justified in feeling the ways that I feel, even if I don't also say it. I agree with what he's saying, and I relish the way that he talks about it.
Yeah.
And the idea that so many people who need the 10 Commandments in schools, who need to have a manger on every fucking town hall, are the same people that are fully just not understanding that the central tenet of religion is technically love God, but only slightly less well known. Be good to each other. That's just it. Be kind to each other. It's as easy as Abe Lincoln at the end of Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other.
And
party on.
Well, and that the whole, and this, I think this will be the last on this, and then we'll have to move on to something a little more entertaining,
palatable,
for the masses. Once again, I'm militantly anti-religion because I believe the number one thing that divides us as a species and will lead to our downfall is the separation of
ideology.
Hugely.
Yeah.
But for somebody that doesn't believe in religion, doesn't believe that there's a God because I have not seen any evidence of it, like Socrates, I'm on the fence. Like, even if Jesus existed, I know there's some small little snippets that showed that a person by that name could have existed. I follow his teachings more than the people that spout to be Christian.
Exactly.
Because I'm a good person.
Yes.
And I look out for others. And I want to help others. And I try to do nice things.
You be genuinely kind to others.
And I'm anti-violence.
Yes.
I don't believe in guns.
Yes.
And
you just treat people with kindness and respect.
Yeah.
And I don't think
that's how you do.
I don't think that's a huge radical thing to do.
No.
I think that if we had started doing it a long time ago, we would have been able to skip over a fuck ton of problems.
Yes.
All we need to do is just be kind and respectful. That's it. That's the entire game.
Yeah.
And even when you don't like the person, you have to be respectful. I will say, with one line, as soon as you cross this line, which Orange Bastard has, it's over.
Yeah.
You've shown me who you are, and in that same way, I'm going to treat you the way you clearly want to be treated.
Yes.
Because if we're taking it at the letter of the law, treat others the way you want to be treated, this is what he wants. So I'm going to just give it to him. He's
Yeah.
a fucking lunatic. He is a monster.
He's dumb as a box of rocks.
He is so stupid. And I think it's incredibly important to remember that whereas all the rest of us, have either our phones or some of the elders among us might have comics or Reader's Digest even on the toilet, Trump still keeps secret files for the country on the toilet.
Yeah.
So, I just want you to think about, if not the one thing, can we at least agree the shame of the other is enough that we should be moving on?
Yes.
And
I agree.
We shouldn't even have to get to the second point, because really the first point
Yeah.
is pretty important.
I agree. And hopefully this is the last time we speak politics for quite a long time on the show, but we both agreed this needed to be said.
Yeah.
With what's been going on, for us to, all of a sudden not talk about Strange New Worlds, like we were hyping up us promoting it, us not to talk about it, not to watch it, and with what's been going on in, unfortunately, it is pop culture now, the lives and deaths of these people and all the tragedies is pop culture. So we felt we had to discuss it.
It had to be brought up. It would be, usually I want this to be an oasis.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk about this shit, because it makes me mad. I don't, look, there's an argument to be made from people who don't know me, who just know me through this show, that I get mad at everything.
Yes.
Right? So there's a very real argument to be made. I want to get mad about things that truly do not matter.
Yes, exactly.
That's the stuff I want to be mad about.
Yes.
Because I don't want the stuff that does matter to be so bad that I have to stop my shenanigans and come over there and say, the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You should be able to rant about Donkey Kong's eyes.
Yes! I want to talk about what they've done to my boy. Yes. I want to talk about Tron Ares. I want to talk about fucking the new Mortal Kombat trailer. I want to talk about Johnny Cage, our boy Carl Urban. I wanted to talk about all this shit, and we had to push it.
Yes.
We had to push it because of this.